Winnipeg sets the scene for Friday Night Football. It's the Bombers and Lions, a rematch of last year's West Final. The Bombers, surprisingly, this season, opening 0-2, including a loss here at home against the Montreal Alouettes, who've looked good so far to start the season. BC Lions started with a loss, bounced back at home in a big way with their veteran quarterback leading the way.
Yeah, Vernon Adams led the CFL in passing yards last year, and after 2 weeks of the season, he's averaging 320 yards passing per game. His stat line also shows a TD to interception ratio of 4-1. Great start for Vernon Adams Jr. The same can't be said for Zach Collaros and the Bomber offense. Collaros is getting used to some personnel changes, and after 2 games is still looking for his first touchdown throw of the 24 campaign. Is tonight the night the former MOP gets on track?
It could be. He's due, that's for sure. And offensively, Michael Shea's team, 33 points per game last year, 15.5 through the first 2 games of this season. Rick Campbell getting that 26-17 win at home over Calgary last week, but of course losing in the West Final to these very Bombers, 24-13. They came here in week 3 last year, handed the Bombers their first loss of the season. They'll try to do the same here on Friday Night Football. We are underway at Princess Auto Stadium. Terry Williams on the first return of the ball game, and he stopped around the BC 25.
Nice stat line for number 3 coming on the field, leading this BC Lion offense, completing 68% of his passes, 640 yards, and as I mentioned, a 4-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Just 1 pick in the last 2 games.
He has not hesitated to go deep with the football, completing at almost a 50% clip. 20 yards or further down the field. We'll see if he finds a way to take some deep shots against the Bombers as BC starts on what is now officially their own 26. Everybody out to the wide side right for VA. High snap, brings it down, hands it off to Stanbeck, who's getting his first taste of this BC Winnipeg rivalry, a big part of this offense for BC.
Well, the Lions made 2 changes up front going into last week and didn't give up a sack against Calgary. Chris Slugger at guard and Tyler Packer at center. They go with that same lineup here tonight. The leading receiver in the Canadian Football League, Justin McInnes. Talked about him in the pregame show, and he has been a favorite target for Vernon Adams this year.
Gave 5 to Stanback on that first down carry. So they'll work 2nd and 5 from their own 31. Near side, hanging it out there, and that is hauled in by Fulgham, and he is close to a BC Lions first down. Believe he's got it.
Newcomer to the Lions receiving corps. They had to replace a couple of guys that moved on, including Dominic Rhymes, and Travis Fulgham got off to a bit of a rough start against Calgary. Couple of drops, but made a key catch for a first down late in that game to help the Lions seal the deal.
28 years old, trying to fit in with this BC Lions high-powered offense. Is Fulgham, 1st and 10. They'll stretch it out on the near side. Stand back again. Big Hill is there to wrap him up after a pickup of just 1, maybe 2 yards.
Well, when you're struggling, you got to lean on your veterans, and we've seen many times Willie Jefferson blow up a game all by himself. They need to have that tonight. Got his first sack last week, but it's been a quiet start to the season. They didn't have Adam Bighill leading this defense in game 1. He was in the game last week, and he's back again tonight. And Evan Holm, good news is he leads his team in tackles. Bad news is when a DB leads your team in tackles, that's not good.
Jefferson last year, 11 sacks for the Bombers. Adams, pump fake, hangs in the pocket, takes a shot down the field. He's got Hollins down to the 20, cuts it inside of the 10, back to the 5, and he's home. An early strike from the BC Lions. Vernon Adams to Alexander Hollins to quiet the crowd at Princess Auto Stadium.
Well, this is all about pass pro for the Lions. Their offensive line giving Vernon Adams lots of time to go through his progressions. He's looking to his left, doesn't like it, pump fake, step up, climb the pocket, and then almost sidearm an absolute dime to Alexander Hollins, and he does the rest from there. What a start.
71-yard bomb. VA to Hollins. Hollins coming into this game leading the league in catches, leading the league in targets. leads his team in yak yards. What a start for the visitors, trying to send a message early. Sean White had a couple of Converse blocked last week. Knocks this one through. Vernon Adams, all he needs is 5 plays for 84 yards. That one into the hands of Hollins to finish the drive.
What a route by Alexander Hollins. Watch how he goes down the seam here. Will run like he's going to run a curl and then take off on Reda Kramdi, the linebacker who's rolled back to the deep outside. There's number 6. He's moving forward when Hollins is going deep, and goodbye, he's gone.
Now over 250 yards receiving already this season for Alexander Hollins. That's his 2nd touchdown. And they've got to have all the confidence in the world after that start to this game. Chris Smith back awaiting the kick, and it will come to him. He takes it just outside his own 5. Smith to the 20, puts on the brakes, stays on his feet, and gets taken down at about the 25. Let's watch this breakdown one more time.
Well, look at the protection that Vernon Adams had. There's Willie Jefferson off the edge, and Cole's going to come around the corner, but watch how Vernon Adams steps up on that pressure. First of all, they block up Willie Jefferson, so he's blocked, and by the time Cole gets around the corner, Vernon Adams has stepped up in the pocket and has time to throw it, and what an accurate pass down the field to Alexander Hollins.
5th touchdown pass of the year for VA. Kolaris now. A little bit of a bobble to Augustine, and that'll be taken for a loss. Who else but Ben Hladic right there to gobble him up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is just numbers that we're just not used to seeing. You know, Zach Kolaris is the former MOP, 2-time MOP, is completing just 55% of his passes and hasn't thrown a touchdown. You're going, what?
It's really weird when all the other quarterbacks seem to be playing so well in the league.
But as we all know, they're getting used to some new personnel, a couple of new guys up front.
See the Indigenous branded helmet. Wearing that today in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day. More on that a little bit later. And more from the Lions defense right now. Powering through. Pete Robertson has his 2nd sack of the season.
And he's just one-on-one on one of those changes up front, as I've mentioned. When you look at this is a 4-year veteran, and Pete Robertson, we know what he's done in Saskatchewan over the first couple of years of his career, but he goes one-on-one with number 55, Eric Lofton, and that's just a bull rush straight to Zach Kolaris. He can't handle him, runs right through him into the quarterback's lap.
Jamison Sheehan kicks it away. That's going to bounce at the 50. Williams waiting, takes it right there, and he'll be wrapped up, and no yards flag flies as he is taken down. Offense working well for BC early. Defense working well for BC early as well. Look at Robertson, get out of my way. Finds Zach and takes him down. Last week against Calgary, didn't start great, but I think they controlled the play after that, 26-10. They outscored him the rest of the way, and VA was slinging it.
Yeah, every game is a new journey, is a different journey. And early on, Calgary was having some success with full-out blitz. Vernon Adams figured it out and went to work.
After the no yards, this drive starts on the Winnipeg 35 for BC. Adams immediately looking down the field, going up and trying to get it in coverage. McInnes could not haul it in. Defended extremely well, though, on the far side of the field by Terrell Ford. Let's get a look.
Yeah, Terrell Ford plays this. He's going to high point the ball, and it looks like he comes down awkwardly. Talked about in the pregame, Justin McInnes making that play more than he doesn't. And Vernon Adams loves his catch radius. 6'5" target will go up and get it. And this is well played defensively, but it looked like Ford came down awkwardly on the arm. He went, grabbed it immediately.
Didn't surprise you that Adams took a shot right away?
No, not at all. Especially, with great field position, be aggressive, trying to go with that dagger early.
Yeah. This drive starts in field goal range already for the Lions. Winnipeg crowd trying to get behind this defense early. Don't want to fall into too big a hole. Adams works from the 35, looks to his right, pressured, escapes the pocket, fakes a throw, and now he's going to take off. Looking for that first down marker. Got it. Steps out of bounds on the far side of the field after picking up about 12.
Yeah, Vernon Adams in that game against Calgary picking up the blitz. He used a little bit of his legs to do that, to buy himself time, and he gets a key block from William Stanback down the field, because this is, first of all, great move to pump fake it there, and then gets a block by Stanback. That gives him the corner, and he's got enough to move the chains.
Fresh set of downs from the Winnipeg 23. Near side, Berryhill, first regular season catch, getting into the lineup due to the injury to Javon Catoy, and he moves it ahead for a first down.
Yeah, in Arizona, Stanley Berryhill, we're gonna see a little bit of him. I would suggest probably a lot of these type of plays. They really love his speed. I mean, he asking his teammates and coach about Berryhill. He said, they all said, man, you give him a little bit of a sliver of daylight and he'll hit it. So we'll see if he gets some of those hitches and takes it.
Justin McInnes comparing him a little bit to Lucky Whitehead. From the Winnipeg 11, Stanback gets down to the 10, rumbles it down to about the 5 as the BC Lions continue to march.
Darrell Ford back in the lineup. Had to miss 3 plays because the training staff came out and tended to him. So a good run off the edge. There's Adam Bighill trying to get to the hole. He has to go head to head with one of the big old linemen. Nice cutback by Stanback, and good production on first down.
2nd and 4 from the Winnipeg 5. Adams, a little bit of time, drops it over the middle. Fulgham was trying to one-hand it. He could not. It falls incomplete. And they'll bring out Sean White for a chip shot.
Evan Holm was in coverage on this, and he has been one of, if not the most consistent defender in the first 2 weeks of the season for the Bombers. So, that Vernon Adams tries to go after him with the young Travis Fulgham and doesn't get there. But it's excellent coverage underneath. He had to throw a perfect pass, and it had to be a one-handed catch attempt, and just missed.
Well, considering this drive started on the 35 for the Bombers, I know you're giving up points, but you'll settle for 3 here.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be happy with this. Sean White has made 21 in a row, make it 22 for the veteran kicker. And the BC Lions back-to-back to start this game, put up 7 and follow it up with 3 more. Very good things since joining the Bombers.
24-3 since 2019. Has lost just 3 games at home. I mean, that's why everyone's going, what is going on with the Bombers?
One of those was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Going into that one, he was 24-2. That's why it's strange to see this 0-2 start. Have not lost 3 in a row since 2012. That's going back more than a decade. Hand off here to Augustine, and he'll push it just outside the 45. Woods and Hladek both in on that tackle.
Well, I didn't really highlight any of the offensive linemen because collectively this group has got to get it together and play better. And if they can play better and give Zach Collaros a little more time to throw. Dalton Schoen is still out there. Nick Dembski is still out there. He's still got some playmakers that he can make it happen. Now we'll talk about the running game and Brady Oliveira and Augustine. Augustine's starting this one. Oliveira is dressed.
Strevler into the game after 8 yards on that first down carry. Strevler spins it ahead, and he will have a first down as he managed to sort of turn past Hladek to get the yards he needed.
It's only a few yards, but a good aggressive few yards can sort of get your team kick-started. It really can. Yeah, I saw a good reaction from the Bomber bench when Strebler went off that left side.
Well, he came back off the field with energy, too. Watching the sideline, he was fired up as he returned. Collaros back in here, 1st and 10 from the 52. Fakes the toss, now dumps it off to Dembski. Dembski turns it up the middle, and that's almost enough for a first down, about 9 yards to Dembski on the play.
Take a look at the starting BC defense. Christian Covington got his first sack in the Canadian Football League last week versus Calgary. You go back to the linebacking core, and Ben Hladek leads the entire league in tackles. 2 games played. Both games he had 10 for a total of 20 defensive tackles. And Ciante Evans missed the first 2. He's back at halfback in the secondary.
Hladek already has 3 tackles tonight. Strebler again pushing ahead, first down, Winnipeg. Had to put something together here, didn't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, just for their own, state of mind, really. And a couple of aggressive short yardage plays by Strebler. That helps. He's staying out there.
Strebler will stay.
That's Zach Collaros out at wide out.
And Strebler turns it upfield, heavy collision, but he takes it down inside the 45. I think that's the first time I've ever heard you mention to me on a broadcast. That's Collaros up at wide out.
Zach Collaros at wide out. Well, you can have 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time. And who knows, maybe the progression of that look in a package for Strebler turns into a double pass at some point.
Oh, give me a double pass. Give me quarterback to quarterback, then deep shot down the field. That would be tremendous stuff. 2nd and 6. Collaros back where he belongs. Quickly gets rid of it. And that one looks as though we've got another first down. First catch of the game for Dalton Schoen, who now has one in every single game of his career.
Yeah, keeps that streak alive, but this is Bomber offense. I mean, a little bit of Nick Dembski. The only thing that we've seen in the past with the Bombers offensively is the run game, and that we're still not seeing a whole lot of just yet.
Strebler has come back into the game now. He'll stand next to Zach Collaros. Now he'll slide over and out into the flat, and then go. Drops it. Had a little bit of room, but he dropped it.
Well, this is an interesting package, and Buck Pierce, the offensive coordinator, has got some. He's been going deep into the playbook, but this was just a peek. You see Strebler, he takes a peek to where he wants to run just before he secures the ball. It happens to the best of them. Going deep into the playbook.
I like it early. Why to get the offense on track, right? We talked about it. 15.5 points per game through their first 2. Not going to be good enough for the expectations that the Bombers roll in with. The 3-1.
Offside. BC number 93. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Amir Zadiki with the early jump.
Well, Chris Strebler would have had more on that little flat pass.
Oh, yeah.
But that penalty kind of bails him out, because now there's a manageable 2nd down for Zach Collaros.
Dembski, Wilson moving out wide right here for Collaros. That's where he looks. That's where he throws, and he's got him in. Down inside the 20. First catch of the game for Ontario Wilson.
Good looking drive. Wilson on the curl route, or dig route as it is right here, but he gets an assist from number 10, who's going to clear it out, try and get on top of the defense, get that secondary looking at number 10 going deep, and then that opens up a little hole for Wilson.
Well, Latarski this time tried to break a tackle, could not do it, but gets it down to the 15, and it'll be another 2nd and 5 situation for Winnipeg. Fourth different receiver to catch a pass from Zach on this drive. They give Wolotarski an extra yard, so it'll be 2nd and 4. Augustine slides up to the right of his quarterback. 3 receiving options out to the left. Now Schoen and Dembski both slide over to the right. That's where Collaros rolls. Collaros in trouble, throws it right side. Did he get his feet in? Holy smokes! What a play by Dalton Schoen.
Well, by both. Collaros first is going down. I mean, he's running out of time, and he knows his receivers covered here in Schoen, but he thinks in desperation, I'll give him a chance, and look at the toe tap.
Wow.
That's big.
The ability to know that you're right there at that moment to get the toe down just in time.
I know you've done it as a kid. At the curb, come on. We've all done it, right at the curb.
I didn't know you knew about my tap dancing background, but thank you, Glenn. That was impressive. 1st and goal now from the Lions 9. Bombers looking for a response. They'll hand it off, pushing it up the middle, down inside the 5 with Johnny Augustine.
Almost a 6-yard average for Augustine. 6-yard average for Augustine. When he does get his opportunity, you can tell with the sense of urgency on that rush. But not a lot of carries in that last one.
Down to the BC Lions 3. Strevler will come back into the game for Winnipeg. Sets up shop in behind the line, trying to push it through. Strevler still going, and he's stopped at the 1. And that'll bring up 3rd and goal for the Bombers. That offense is not coming off the field here.
And guess who was right there to meet him? And that was Ben Hladek, who's 20 tackles, leads the league, as I mentioned. He's on pace for more than that tonight.
Another crack at it here for Strevler. This would be a massive stop for the Lions defense. Strevler pushing in. Looks like he's there. Touchdown, Winnipeg. An immediate answer from the Bombers. And they're in business.
It's early in the season in this 24 campaign, but I would suggest that's a huge drive for this football team in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I don't think that's an exaggeration. You know, I think it's one of the things coming into this game, Bombers offense, 2nd down percentage, 34.1, by far the worst in the league. And that was just a steady diet of 2nd down conversions. And they managed to take advantage of it. Strevler's 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Castillo knocks one straight down the gut. And we've got a 3-point ball game. Strevler, 5 carries for 14 yards and, of course, a touchdown on that drive. And I'd say, buckle up. We've got a good one for Friday Night Football. Entertaining opening 15 minutes. The Bombers get a touchdown late. Lions lead 10-7. But that drive by Winnipeg, half the quarter, punch it in at the end. Statement drive, really, by the Bombers early here.
Yeah, again, I don't want to overstate it because it's so early in the season, but that's an important drive for their psyche. And, you know, I think when they got Nick Dembski, when you are struggling, you've got to lean on your veteran players. And there's enough veteran players in the core of this Bomber football team to be able to do that. They start the drive with a nice little inside run to Nick Dembski. He's gets a couple of touches on that drive. Aggressive play in short yardage from Strevler.
Great catch by Schoen.
And then Schoen makes a play, absolutely.
So the big guys stepping up for the Bombers, getting them on the board. And now we'll see if their defense can slow down Vernon Adams and the BC Lions. Castillo lets it fly from the 30. Williams over to his left, takes it cleanly, and works his way back just outside the 26 before being clobbered
Well, this is more what Bomber fans are used to seeing, especially here at home when they get number 10 going. That gets the drive started. This big play by Schoen. Keep his feet in bounds and extend the drive, a run up the middle. Now we're seeing a little run game and those offensive linemen pushing up front. And then Strebler finishes it off. Super important drive for the mindset of the Winnipeg Blue Bomber football team.
BC won here 30-6 week 3 last year. Bombers took the other 2 regular season meetings and of course the West final. Adams a ton of time, dumps it out towards Stanback, who sort of stopped and was waiting, and it falls incomplete.
And bunt formation down here, and Stanback kind of joined in late. There's sometimes quarterbacks, even the veteran guys, feel like their time is running out. There's a clock in their mind that's running, and they feel like if it's expiring, that must mean someone's getting close. And he just missed the throw.
Boy, a 2-and-out here, and the crowd at Princess Auto Stadium would erupt. Adams near side, drops it in there for Hollins. First down. BC's second catch of the ball game for 13 in gray.
Well, if I'm the Bombers or their fans, I'm concerned with the time and the throwing lanes that Vernon Adams has had early in this one, because watch this. He's got a nice throwing lane. He steps up and he gets it out there with really nobody in his face. Real strong pocket by that offensive line.
To the 41 for the Lions. VA bringing Fulgham back in to help protect. Has a ton of time. Looks way down the field. Too far. Looking for the newcomer, Stanley Berryhill, and Evan Holm. Step by step right next to him.
You know, there's one other strategy that may be going on defensively. This is a guy that I said off the top can blow up a game by himself, and Willie Jefferson. Watch how cautious he is on this rush. He doesn't want to allow Vernon Adams to get out and use his legs on the outside edge, and he may have to change up his strategy. Because, again, he had lots of time to throw that.
Adams is already over 100 yards passing. That 104 and a touchdown. 3-man pressure this time. Adams back to Hollins right at the first down marker, and they'll move the chains again.
Well, and this time now it's just smart offensive game planning, because the last one it looked like Willie Jefferson wasn't coming strong off the edge. He was trying to slow play it, but this time he gets double teamed. He's got that outside tackle and guard inside on Chris Slugger and Gerald Broxton out there double teaming Willie to make sure Vernon Adams can release the football to that side.
96 yards receiving already for Alexander Hollins. This time they'll hand it off. Stand back. First down as the BC Lions march past midfield.
Gerald Broxton is putting on a clinic out here in a lot of different ways. Watch number 69, that left tackle. Watch him go out on Willie Jefferson. Kick out block right there. Big kick out opens up a huge hole.
Already down to the Winnipeg 47, and give him some more. Back to Stanback, this time right up the middle.
Got some depth this year in the O-line. I mean, David Neville is injured, as is Michael Couture, the starting center. Get them back with Packer and Slugger making some, getting some extra experience in these last couple of games. That bodes well for this team.
Need 5 more for a first down. Bombers show pressure. They bring it. VA spins out, finds Fulgham. First down and a little bit more as Winnipeg brought 7 or 8, and Adams reacted perfectly.
Well, he had practice with this type of defense last week against Calgary. They just said, you know what, we're loading it up and we're coming after you. And that's exactly what they do. But watch what Vernon Adams does. He sees it, recognizes it, has to corral Aaron snap, and spins out of there and knows exactly where his check down guy is going to be.
Second catch of the ball game for Fulgham. Back to Stanback again, and he's almost got another first down, about 8 yards on that carry. And boy, this is the best Stanback's looked so far this season, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're opening up some holes up front. Offensive line, they're also playing with a fullback in David Mackey, so bringing in that extra size. Mackey can help out on a double team, a chip, or help to open a hole for his tailback, William Stanback.
Second and a couple. Adams takes the handoff to Stanback. Has a ton of time. And look at this, near side of the field, Andrew Pearson. Andrew Pearson, an unlikely target, but you can give the big man a first down.
Well, you would have to have reported, and he lines up as a tight end. I've talked about bringing in fullbacks, bringing in tight ends. Instead of Mackey, the fullback, they bring in the tight end in Andrew Pearson, and the big man out there on the check down. That's good hands.
He hauled it in. Wow. A Maximic masterclass on this drive from the Lions. Little slip from Stanback there, and he's taken down by Jamal Woods. And finally, the momentum for the Lions stalls momentarily.
Well, let's go back one more time to Andrew Pearson. Tight end. We are digging for stats on whether or not that's his first ever catch. And after I looked at how calmly he made that catch, Jordan Maximic might say, we got a tight end on our hands here.
Has to be his first catch. I can't find anything else. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say his first CFL catch. Adams on the run to his right. Will he take it himself? He does. Down to the 10, looking to the 5, and he's stopped on the far side of the field. Evan Holm comes over there to force him out of bounds.
Well, Rick Campbell wants to see exactly where it is. He's walking right down the field to see if he might go for it here, or he sends out the field goal team. And what you see here, he didn't get to the first down marker because the secondary came up in run support, but that's why Willie Jefferson a couple of plays ago was slow playing it off the edge. He didn't want Vernon Adams to do that.
Adams pointing to his left knee over on the sideline. Sean White to make it 23 in a row. And he's not going to miss those ones. Knocks it through. A little bit of a limp on VA, but the Lions, 3 possessions, 3 scoring drives. That's why the Bombers are wearing those helmets. For more on all of that, let's send it down to John Liu.
Yeah, thank you, Dustin. And this tribute is for First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples from coast to coast. The Bombers sporting their helmets, bearing the Star Blanket logo that was created for them by Indigenous artist Dene Sinclair, which they've worn for every National Day for Truth and Reconciliation since 2021. Now, the Bombers in late September will again wear these helmets along with their orange sweaters in solidarity for Truth and Reconciliation. So today's gesture with the Star Blanket logo helmets is another show of support from the first Canadian pro sports franchise that ever exercised land acknowledgement announcements. Guys?
Sharp-looking logo as well. Great meaning and a good look. And a nice tackle there from Robertson to stop Dembski. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11 for Collaros in this Winnipeg offense. Lions driving the field, but being held to field goals on their last couple of possessions. Brady Oliveira is on the field at the bottom of your screen, working against Gary Peters. Now far side. Wolodarski has it, turns it immediately upfield, but he stopped at the 45, and they'll have to kick that away. Our first glimpse of Brady Oliveira this evening.
Yeah, it was right down to game time where found out that Brady Oliveira would be dressing but not necessarily starting. And Johnny Augustine started. We saw that. A couple runs, one down to the goal line, set up the Strebler touchdown. Oliveira all through camp and start this season. More than nicked. Injured.
Sheen lets it fly from his 35. High kick hangs up there, taken by Williams. And he is tackled immediately. Shane Gauthier, among others, in on that special teams tackle on a beautiful Friday night at Princess Auto Stadium. Head-to-head against the Argos. Tune in at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific only on TSN. Argos with a nice start to the year. Edmonton, 0-2 start, getting down to the nitty-gritty on putting something, anything in the win column for Edmonton. So that's a huge game tomorrow as the CFL on TSN rolls on. Lions starting this drive on their own 35 with a 6-point cushion. Adams, they'll move him to his left, and he has McInnes. And McInnes is stopped just shy of a first down. That's his first catch of the ball game.
You know, when you get Vernon Adams on the edge and you move the launch point like Jordan Maksimic, their offensive coordinator, is doing here tonight and has done with Vernon Adams, well, they've worked together. He's tough to defend.
VA stays in the game, pushes ahead, and that's an easy short yardage pickup. He takes it all the way up to the 50.
Take another look at him throwing as he moves to his left, which is always a tough throw. Vernon Adams can get those shoulders around, does it as good or better than anyone in the league, and look at the accuracy on that throw. Evan Holm closing in on Justin McInnes in a hurry, but the ball was right there on him.
Holm's been all around it defensively for Winnipeg so far in this game. 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 50. Touchdown and 2 field goals so far. Handoff, stand back. And he's going to push that out for a pickup of about 8 yards. And he's had a couple of those chunks so far in this ball game.
Nice little pull here from the tackle Broxton to lead it up, and that gives the cutback lane for William Stanback. Watch 69 go out. He gets that edge player and right up the middle.
45 yards on 8 carries for Stanback.
Big tackles having a game, at least the first half.
They need 2 more. They'll use Stanback again, and he's got the first down and about 3 more yards just for good measure.
Well, the panel talked about it before the game in the pregame show, how the Lions in the offseason wanted to get bigger and more physical. They wanted to get Stanback in and get Powell running through the middle between the tackles. Got bigger on both the offensive and defensive lines so that they compete the same level of physicality as the Bombers have throughout the last 3 or 4 years.
Fresh set from the 46. Back on the ground again. This time the Bombers defense able to stop Stanback after just a couple of yards.
Now when I talk about Stanback being, you know, a real physical runner between the tackles, now he can beat you with the speed too. Go back to the Grey Cup. Home opener for Montreal, and Stanback's got the ring. Nice run in the cup.
Second and 7, 3 receivers to the left here for Adams. Eberhard slides in to protect. Over the middle, that's deflected and will fall incomplete. Ali Fayad able to get a hand on it. And for the first time tonight, BC will punt the football.
Yeah, Fayad is going to add in here. He sneaks up into the line and then comes around into the throwing lane. That's heads-up play from a young rookie in the lineup out of Western Michigan. He comes up in the field, and then he slides over. He sees the throwing lane and gets right in front of it, gets his hand on it. Chris Smith awaits this kick. That will bounce over his head. And
And then settle down at the 5. Flintoff with an absolute work of art, dropping that one in there.
Looks like you in the par 3.
We got a big halftime plan. Curly Gittens Jr. will be stopping by.
Right.
Not in studio. He'll be in an Uber, but we have Paul Lapalisse, who's sitting in the children's chair. Lapo, you're going to be promoted to a podium. I promise. I promise.
Small table.
I'll believe it when I see it. Poor Lapo. This drive starts on the Winnipeg 10. And they will hand it off. They'll go left side. As they get number 20, Brady Oliveira, back involved in the offense.
Last year's CFL leading rusher. And I really believe is sort of for the last couple of years, the heart and soul of this offense. And without him in the first 2 games, one of the main reasons they're 0-2.
Over 2,000 total yards of offense on the ground and through the air last year for Oliveira. Just 2 yards on that first down, so it's 2nd and 8 for Zach. Far side, that one sort of one-hops beneath the hands of Dalton Schoen. And a quick 2-and-out here, and the Lions will get the ball back with likely decent field position and a lot of time.
Pretty good field position here with lots of time for Vernon Adams.
Terry Williams stands directly at midfield. And this one is hammered along the near sideline, and that will avoid any return. But still excellent field position with 2:06 on the clock. That man, former Lion, longtime Bomber, will be honored at halftime. He's not had a lot of success over the last 5 years, have they, Suits?
No, and have not lost 2 games at home since 2018. And they've lost 1 so far this year, so that's why this is so important. And a win for the Bombers, and they're 1-2, just like the Lions will be leaving here.
What a swing. However this works out, 1-2, you're tied with the Lions. 0-3, full-blown panic. That one batted down. Adams couldn't get it away cleanly. Owen Hubert, 73rd overall pick in the draft out of McMaster, got his mitts on it.
That's back-to-back knockdowns. Can't get home. Get your hands up. A page from the Willie Jefferson book.
Yeah, big frame on Hubert as well. 6'4", 24 years old, making a play there. Second, and they got to have 10. Adams over the middle looking for it. He's got the 10. It's Fulgham. Lost the ball. Tries to get back on it. Alexander came flying in there like a missile, trying to get his hands on it. Did Fulgham somehow reach back and save the day after the fumble? Winnipeg is saying it's theirs, and it is.
Who caused it? Right there, tackling the ball. Marquise Bridges, the newcomer at halfback, playing for Diedrich Nichols. Raw rookie out of North Dakota State. He knocks it out of the hands of Fulgham, and then the grinding is on, and they're going after that football. It looked like it might have been Brandon Alexander comes up with it. He was right there.
That would have been tough for Fulgham to yank that away from the 5 Bombers. Bridges, big play here in his rookie season. Brady Oliveira straight ahead. Heavy contact at about the 35. So no matter what, Winnipeg getting the ball back here. Huge play by that defense to stop the Lions from adding on to this lead.
Take a look at Brady Oliveira's numbers last year, first in the league in all of those categories, including 100-yard rush games. That's how important he is. Those are the numbers that make him important, but the way he plays also inspires.
Second and 6. 4 options out to the right for Collaros. They'll hand it off to Oliveira. Pushing ahead. We saw a lot of that last year, didn't we? They might mark him just shy of a first down.
Well, this is why it was tough to defend and has been against this Bomber offense over the years, is because they'll run it to Oliveira on 2nd and 6. Not many teams are confident enough to run on 2nd and 6. Now they got just short, and it's Strebler time.
Winnipeg needs a yard. Just over a minute remaining in the first half. Strebler pushing ahead. Oh, and Lions did a pretty good job on that. This is going to be a very interesting spot.
It really is. Right on the marker. Both coaches getting down the line. And it's a first.
A little bit tighter than you'd like at that field position, but Strebler does indeed get the job done, and a fresh set of downs with 70 seconds on the clock for the home side here in front of over 30,000 at Princess Auto Stadium this evening. Collaros throws to his left. Another first down for Winnipeg as they march towards at least field goal range. Back to Schoen, his 3rd catch of the ball game.
Well, they got time, definitely for field goal range, but even for a major, you're going to be very efficient. Bang route.
They're going to move quickly here. Collaros on the run, out to his right. Back to Schoen again. First down, and he steps out of bounds just inside the BC 45.
Yeah, I think Zach Collaros is thinking more than field goal here.
He's moving the troops quick here, isn't he? Handoff, Oliveira trying to find some room to Hema, among others, there to eventually bring him down. Patrice Rene in on the tackle as well.
39 seconds, time for probably 3 or 4 plays. Get a chunk of about 15 here. Collaros can throw to the end zone, you know, on an intermediate type throw.
Couple pretty good cracks at it.
Yeah.
Dembski and Schoen in the slot to the right of their quarterback. Lions will bring 5. Collaros gets it away. Got it into Dembski down inside the 25. And the Bombers are in business with 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, just finding the soft spots in the zone, and this is that chunk. Now he can throw it to the end zone on multiple routes rather than just a deep route.
Collaros, Wolotarski pushing ahead. Peters keeps him in bounds, takes him down at the 16 with 11 seconds on the clock.
Now they've got to be careful about the management, but Zach Collaros still looking for his first TD pass. Take a shot here. If you don't make it, you got a chance to kick the field goal.
2nd and 2. Collaros hands it off to Brady Oliveira. Oliveira pushes ahead, and he's got the first down for Winnipeg with just 4 seconds on the clock. Now a flag at the end of the play.
Winnipeg.
That's an interesting call to go run with 11 seconds to go.
Hey, a little surprised.
I just think it takes the option of throwing it to the end zone and going for the major out of his hands now, out of the coach's hands, because they're not going to have time to reload for a field goal.
After the play, we have a misconduct 15-yard penalty against BC number 0.
Well, they're inside of 15, so it'd be half the distance to the goal line.
We're going to go half distance.
I think Mike O'Shea might be asking for a second or two
Yeah,
more.
he's asking for more time for sure.
So they can take a shot at the end zone.
Took about 7 seconds off the clock with that running play.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. If you throw a quick out.
Please reset the game clock to 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
They give him a second.
Got to be quick here.
First and goal from the BC 6. Collaros looking for his first passing touchdown of the season. Has to move it quick on the run to the right, throws it over there, incomplete. 1 second on the clock.
He knew it. He knew it.
In the nick of time.
Yeah, this is Ryan Phillips, the defensive coordinator over there, is upset. He thinks the time expired. So does Rick Campbell. They want to get it checked. Let's take a look, because this is what Zach Collaros couldn't do. Look at the clock in the top corner.
Looked like it started a second late. That looks like it. That clock looked like it started late. Dramatics at the end of the first half at Princess Auto Stadium.
I think they might be checking it. They're holding him off for a second here.
It's also funny because that was the additional second they put back on the last time, right? So they got it up to 5 seconds. They used 4 seconds. It was originally at 4 seconds. And now they might take this second away. We'll have to see.
Well, Collaros with 4 seconds. You've seen this many times. Well, you know,
After review by the command center, the clock started after the ball was snapped. Therefore, there's no more time on the clock. This is halftime.
Boos rained down in Winnipeg.
Yeah, but 4 seconds. Seen this many times, but 4 seconds. Zach Collaros has got to throw this immediately to save at least 1 second for the field goal. He doesn't. He drifts away. The clock started late, as you see. I think they got it right. I know Bomber fans hate that, but you go back to a running play with 11 seconds left, and that's where they lost their time.
Well, you saw 2 seconds come off the play clock before that clock started.
Absolutely. I think. But we did see both quarterbacks on the field in the first half, and got a 1-possession game going into the second half of this one.
Strebler with 6 carries in that first half, including the touchdown. Collaros tried to find him one time as a receiver as well, and he dropped it. So they are getting him involved. On the return, this is Smith, taken down almost immediately by Ryder Varga, and the Bombers start the half trailing by 6.
One had a chance at halftime to go in and take a look at what worked and what didn't. They had a couple of good drives, as John mentioned when he was talking to Chris Strebler there, but they also had a pretty successful drive that just ended with some issues with time management at the end of the half, looking at those intermediate throws over the middle.
We did see a little bit of Brady Oliveira near the end of the opening half. Johnny Augustine back out there at running back to start the third quarter. Collaros has that blocked immediately. Patrice Rene was in his face. Not much time for Zach to get rid of that one.
An excellent angle, though, Dustin, for Rene off the edge, because if he goes too far upfield, Collaros can step up and make this throw. If he goes too far inside, then he can bounce outside and make this throw. So that angle coming off the edge for Patrice Rene was excellent.
2nd and 10 early in the half. Winnipeg 0-2 to start the season. The Lions 1-1 with the lead here as well. Collaros, deep shot down the field looking for Dembski. Somehow he may have got a hand on that, but not 2. And it falls incomplete. Adrian Green, the safety, there to contain him.
This time, Ryan Phillips goes with pressure. That leaves them in one-on-ones with the safety. As you mentioned, Green coming over to help out on Nick Dembski. Didn't look like he had a chance to even get close to that. Looked like it was way inside. He'd get his hand on it.
Can you imagine if he would have hauled that thing in blind over the shoulder? Would have been unreal. Williams waits for it just inside his 30. Found a little bit of space, but he's taken down just shy of the 40. Vernon Adams, decent first half.
Well, I don't always agree with the panel, but I do on this occasion. And they talked about how much time Vernon Adams had in the pocket, and it feels weird that they didn't accumulate more points with it, because he had lots of time to look through his reads. Actually completed one to Andrew Pearson, as we've talked about. Used his legs a few times. But yeah, a good first half, and almost feels like it should be more points.
Start on the 40 here. PA, time again, wide open, it's Hollins. Hollins a little slip, got back up. Got around the defender, Bridges, and picks up a first down. That takes him over 100 yards receiving in the ballgame.
Just look at the protection and how much time Vernon Adams has to, you know, the panel's point. What we just talked about is you know, you can count steamboats here, and that protection is not letting anyone near him. You know, what that does is allow the receivers to be patient with their routes. Now they don't have to rush to get to a spot. They can work the DBs.
On the Winnipeg side of the field at the 52. Adams fakes the handoff to Stanback. Deep shot coming. It's Hollins again, and that is broken up neatly. Terrell Bonds is there to make the play as VA tried to connect on another long shot down to Hollins.
His name is Bonds. Terrell Bonds. And this is a heck of a play, because again, Vernon Adams with tons of time, and he leads Hollins. We saw him catch one just like this in the first half, but look at tracking him as Bonds. Times it. Inside hand to the knockdown. No pass interference. Excellent coverage.
How many times are you going to do that?
That's it. Okay, that's it. I'll leave it there.
Adams steps back over the middle, down the field. First down, BC. Justin McInnis, second catch of the ball game.
If you missed our pregame show, talked about Justin McInnis and his football IQ. And with Justin McInnis, he can make his read on what the coverage is doing. If the coverage is man-to-man there, he might just take it straight down the seam. If it's not, and it wasn't on that play, it was a zone, he just bent it into the middle, little bender they call him, and Vernon Adams hit him.
First and 10 from the 31, and they give it to 31. And he is taken down after a short pickup. Let's go to VA on one of his big targets.
I used to watch him from afar, and I liked the way he ran his routes. I liked the way he went to go up and get the ball and make it his ball. And I like taller receivers, you know, nothing against, you know, the smaller, fast guys or anything, but those taller receivers, if I miss high. So, and he goes up and gets it every time. Strong hands and a very smart dude as well. So I'm just glad he's on our side.
Probably wise to say, glad he's on our side. Dominic Grimes obviously leaving in the offseason, and McInnis, that big body, picked up those targets. Adams to the end zone again, drops it in there. Who else? Alexander Hollins, his second of the game, another big one. And the Lions extend their lead on the road here in Winnipeg.
Just sending Alexander Hollins deep. Play after play, it'll be to the right of your screen. Hollins working in tandem with Justin McInnis. You see McInnis coming across on that crossing route, and Hollins in behind coverage. Home can't get there in time.
Fantasy football darling tonight. Alexander Hollins, 2 majors, 5 catches for 143 yards. He's well over 300 yards on the season already, as Sean White knocks it through. Alexander Hollins, maybe the most dangerous deep threat in the entire league, and VA finds him again. Season. Bombers fans looking to see a response now from their club, trailing 20-7. Vernon Adams, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns already. Back here in week 3 last year when they beat them, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's pretty much already at those numbers, and we still got pretty much half the football game to play. A one-hopper. Smith takes it on the high hop. Back to the 35, and he is stopped right there at halftime here. Andrew Harris being honored, retiring as a Bomber. It was a great ceremony, and he's now with our John Luke.
Well, Andrew, at halftime there, you were really fired up, interacting with the crowd. What was it like to be in front of your hometown fans again?
Yeah, I mean, this team gave me so much, this community, this fan base. You know, my best football years professionally were here, you know, on the field for sure. And it was an honor to be out here and interact. We did autograph signing before, and yeah, it's just been amazing to come back and complete this chapter.
Just got to ask you this quickly. It's like number 10. Is that a shout out? You're wearing number 10. Is a shout out to your fellow Winnipegger and Oak Park alum, Nick Dembski?
Nick's my boy. It's a retro fit. I think this might be a Rod Hill jersey, actually. But yeah, man, Nick's my boy. I'm supporting him, and I feel weird on wearing my own jersey. So yeah, just out here to support the guys, and you know, we got a bit of a hole we got to get out of right now. So I hope they can bring some fire here and get some points here.
Going back to late April, you desired to retire as a Bomber. Can you just take us through that one-day contract, how that came to be, and how important that was for you?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the split wasn't the cleanest, but again, this team gave me so much, and I felt like I gave so much to this team as well. So just felt like the right thing to do, and both sides were willing to get it done, and I'm happy to be here. This is home. This is my city, my community, and yeah, I'm happy to be a blue and gold till I'm gone. So it's awesome. Yeah.
You think there's a possibility of coaching or football operations with the Bombers in the future?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. I haven't had a summer in 20 years, so I'm just going to enjoy myself and enjoy my family, you know, challenge myself in a different direction. And, you know, football is never going to go away, so we'll see what happens down the line.
Okay, next time at the stadium, I think we'll see you up on the Ring of Honor, Andrew. Thank you for this, and congratulations.
How it goes, man. Appreciate you. All right.
Thanks.
Excellent chat, John and Andrew Harris.
What a great career. 14 years in the Canadian Football League, 4-time Grey Cup champion, 2-time Outstanding Canadian, Grey Cup MVP and Grey Cup Outstanding Canadian.
Won everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely won everything you can win. Augustine stopped in his tracks here.
You know, it started in BC, but as Andrew mentioned, he, you know, the bulk of his career was right here in his hometown, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And again, you know, to me, the great part of this story is the senior year at Oak Park High School here in Winnipeg, same as Dembski, and Dembski's going to have to wait out a few plays. They're trying to get him healthy again after that last catch. But then playing junior football with the Vancouver Island Raiders, and all of that accomplishment in pro football from that background. Awesome.
Collaros finds a spot in that defense. And who is waiting for him? Of course, Dalton Schoen hauls it in down by the 30.
Well, you know, watching this offense, we just saw Dembski go down in that corner route, and you know, he looked like he walked off okay and he'll be back, but now with Dembski out, you know, less speed in the lineup.
Snap. Bobbled, bounced in. Collaros picks it up and throws it out to Wolotarski to keep this drive second down and manageable.
Yeah, goes down to get that one. He had to throw it away from coverage. Throw that one low and away. I think it was Jordan Perryman that was closing quickly. Actually, Renee from the linebacker spot.
They need 5 more from the BC Lions. 5. Lions going to show some pressure, and they'll bring it. Collaros gets it away quickly. And right back out there is Dembski, and he turns around to haul it in for a Bombers first down.
You know how when you get hurt, you see players grab their hamstring or their knee or whatever. Well, there's instructions that say if you get hurt in a certain area that you can't grab it. You just have to leave it and walk off. I think that's where he got hurt. Dennis got hurt. He just had to gather himself there for a second.
He's back making an impact. 4 catches, 51 yards for Dembski. He'll slide over to the right of Collaros and a flag as the ball snaps.
Illegal procedure. Winnipeg number 64. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Liam Dobson called for the penalty. Winnipeg trailing by 13. Points on the board to bring this crowd back to life at Princess Auto Stadium. 1st and 15. Collaros quickly near side. Wolotarski gets it. Stays on his feet. Down to the 5. Still going. Is he there? Taken down. Just shy of a touchdown. What an effort by Wolotarski. And the Bombers are knocking on the door.
And in comes Chris Strevler, and this is just second effort. And watch Wolotarski get up after this, right down to the goal line, makes a couple of guys miss, and then gets right down to inside the 5 and is fired up when he gets up after this play.
The combo with a touchdown-saving tackle at the 1. Strevler called back into duty. Already has a touchdown in this ball game. Looks to add another one here. Pushing straight ahead. Strevler, does he get home? Still going. Touchdown, Winnipeg. Strevler takes care of business. And the Bombers back within striking distance.
And the officials giving that split-second pause for dramatic effect.
You gotta get there quicker. Give me that touchdown quicker.
As the Bombers answer the touchdown throw from Vernon Adams Jr. with a drive of their own. A couple of great throws from Zach Collaros and Strevler. No question he's crossed the goal line.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers find their footing on that drive. Castillo knocks it through, and the lead is once again 6, 8 plays, 74 yards. Had them fired up. Strevler with 50. Well, what a play by Wolotarski. Collaros finds him, and then he just takes care of it from there.
Well, he was short of the first down marker at the time he caught the ball, so he needed to get those extra yards. And then that emotional reaction, get his team fired up and get it to a 1-possession game.
Both touchdowns in this game on the ground for Strevler. His 2nd and 3rd rushing touchdowns of the campaign. Williams takes it at the 15, has a little bit of room to wind it up, but he's wrapped up, tripped up just outside of the 30. To Winnipeg, let's take a trip down memory lane. 2019 Grey Cup, the Andrew Harris Show.
Well, won the rushing title that year, was the MOP and Outstanding Canadian in the Grey Cup, and doesn't get enough credit, I think, throughout his career for the way he was able to catch the ball the way he did. So good out of the backfield, was in that game as well. 4-time champion on 3 different teams.
2019 peak Andrew Harris right there. In his prime, for sure. This drive starts at the 35. They'll start it with Stanback, who pushes ahead, and here's Rick Campbell on Andrew Harris.
Pain in the butt to play against, and what a knack for balance and making guys miss and falling forward and all those things that you want from a running back. And what a great story again, going from playing junior ball on Vancouver Island to being a star in the CFL. So good for him, and it's neat that it's his two teams.
Both of his former clubs engaging in battle tonight. Another pass into the waiting arms of Alexander Hollins, his 6th catch of the ball game.
Well, when he was playing junior football, he won the Wally Buono Award for the most outstanding junior player in Canada. And it's really been, I think, an inspiration for kids playing junior football in our country that it's possible. He opened the door. He paved the way to say you can be a star tailback in the league coming from junior.
Adams in trouble, tracked down from behind and taken down back close to the line of scrimmage. Ali Fayyad is there again for the Bombers. He's made a couple of plays in this ball game.
Yeah, we talked about Bronson, and he does his job initially pushing Fayyad past Vernon Adams, but when he stepped up, he redirected.
2nd and 10. Crowd here in Winnipeg gets into the game. 3-man front. BA in trouble again, spins off of it. Then they'll take him down. Brian Cole had came up to finish the job. And for the first time tonight, the Bombers get Adams under duress.
Yeah, and Winnipeg defensively really kind of changing their strategy. Remember when they went full blitz and Vernon Adams beat him down the field? This time now they're just going to say, well, let's just go with 3. Try to make him patient because he's got his receivers covered by the defense. And if we have to add in a linebacker, we will. And that's where Brian Cole came in and got to him.
Flintoff, who had a great punt earlier tonight, dropped one inside the 5. He stands on his own 35, gets it away just in time. Hallett was right on top of him. Smith takes it inside the 15. Trying to kick it to the outside. Can he find a burst? Smith will get it to the 30. Turns it back up to the 40, and the best return in the young career of Chris Smith.
Star of the film, The Longest Yard. Okay, well, that's actually how Wheatfall learned of the legendary Cowboys receiver, simply because Wheatfall was too young to have watched Urban's career, even though he grew up 200 miles away from Dallas in Texas. But Wheatfall learned to emulate Urban from watching him on video, and these days he's emulating another star receiver, Kenny Lawler, who is he describes as a coach and hype man, a guy who basically passed the torch to Wheatfall temporarily while Lawler is out with the fractured arm, and basically he's helping Lawler is helping the rookie receiver on and off the field until Lawler is ready to return to the lineup. Guys,
nice catch here from Wolodarski. Another opportunity, more targets for him with Kenny Lawler out of the lineup as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Wheatfall has to be patient. He's working one-on-one, usually into the short side.
So hand it off right up the middle. Pretty good push ahead. About 5 yards, first down.
So he's got to learn patience right now because they're going to need him at some point in this game. But right now he's working on Gary Peters. And that's the veteran corner, usually into the short side of the field. And Zach Collaros is going away from Peters so far in this game tonight, going and using the wide side of the field more often.
It was a good return from Smith. We should note there was a couple of penalties on the play, and that's why it backed the Bombers up for when they started this drive. So now it's 2nd and 5 from the 40.
Strevler.
Brady Oliveira in the game. Strevler in at quarterback. Collaros at the bottom of your screen. And Strevler will keep it on the run. Halanek trying to track him down. Heavy collision. He'll be stopped short of the first down. Gary Peters looks like he got the worst of that one.
Yeah, Strevler A little fake on the inside handoff, and Peters, like that leg got caught with the Strebler train coming at him, lowering his pad level. Josh Wood's in there as well.
Gary Peters, two-time All-Star, is back up and gingerly walking off the field.
Yeah, the way he walked, it might have been the similar injury to Nick Dembski's. Just kind of
tough night. Yeah, tough night for the boys out there. Here's Strebler pushing ahead, and this time he's got the first down. Took about a third and fourth effort to get there, but he would not be denied.
You know, and this is inspiring, clearly, his teammates. But you know, there's times when I'm watching Chris Strebler, like on that last play, not this one, but the one previous, that he is just seeking out contact and just trying more than anything to be physical. There are times he can use the space and make a couple of moves, try to make someone miss too. I know he wants to be physical, and he's showing that.
9 carries already in this game for Strebler. Here's Kolaris down the field, over the middle to Dembski. Dembski tripped up from behind, but takes it down inside the 45. Siate Evans with the tackle, and it was a big one for the Lions as we get to the end of the third quarter, and we've got a thrilling finish on the way in the fourth quarter of Friday Night Football. The Lions try to head home with a win. They lead 20-14 through 3. We're coming up here, the BC Lions leading the Bombers 20-14. 6 points separating them, but looking at the rest of the stats, really not much else separating these two clubs.
Really not. I mean, Hollins has a couple of TD catches, one long one for 71 yards, but that feels like it was yesterday. And you know, this is a ball game right down to the wire, and you've got a one-possession game going into the fourth quarter, and we're seeing the Blue Bomber offense more like we're used to seeing them over the last couple of years, using all their targets, getting the run game going a little bit, and Strebler looking to hit somebody.
This is going to be a great fourth quarter. I mean, this is what you want between these two clubs. A lot on the line early in the season. Come out of this, it could be BC 2-1, Winnipeg 0-3, or they could both be 1-2. Dembski, Wolotarski, and Shen doing most of the damage through the air with Kolaris. That one in behind Wolotarski, and it was gunned in there, but he managed to get a hand on it and complete the pass.
Yeah, that's where Zach Kolaris will go over to Wolotarski and just, yeah, a nice one. You saved me there. I was a little behind you. But I'm glad you got big mitts because he reached back and pulled it in. And yep, got it. One hand.
Blue Bombers trailing by 6. Have not led in this ball game. Strebler in at quarterback here, 2nd and 3. And he hands it off to Brady Oliveira, and how about this? Switches to the outside hand, gets it down to the 20, all the way to the 10, and eventually forced out of bounds by Adrian Green, and Brady Oliveira has arrived on the scene.
Well, when Chris Strebler has run as physically as he's run in this game, this is what he does now. He influences because they think he's going to pull. And when they pull it, they're going to stay outside in containment of Strebler. That opens up the hole for Brady Oliveira, who now has the football. Strebler doesn't have it. You saw Gary Peters going up and go, what? You've had it coming around the corner 3 times in a row. This time he didn't.
Adrian Green is there to force him out. Brady tried to stiff arm him away. Kept him at bay for a little bit. Second crack at it, though, and Green forces him out of bounds. We've seen a little sprinkling of Brady Oliveira. 7 carries, 54 yards. That one goes for 28. Biggest run of the game for Winnipeg. Officials with a discussion on the field here. Weak fall on the near sideline is what we wait for. He'll be Helped up after being looked at. And the Bombers will look to continue this drive. Zach Collaros has not thrown a touchdown pass yet this season. Strevler in the mix. Out there. Collaros has it. They fake it back. Hand it off. Up the middle. Brady Oliveira stopped just shy. Pieces moving around this Winnipeg offense. Oliveira not happy with Gary Peters. Has a few words for him.
Strevler's the fake. And up in the middle again is Oliveira. He gets wrapped up by Gary Peters, and yeah, he's holding on.
Second and goal on the one. Collaros to the sidelines. Strevler, he's already done it twice. Can he find a third touchdown here? Chris Strevler pushing ahead, and he's in. Touchdown, Winnipeg. A hat trick for Strevler. And the crowd at Princess Auto Stadium goes wild as the game is tied at 20. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Maybe the best short yardage play of the night. And with an extra point, the Bombers can take the lead.
Hey! Good shit, baby! Good shit! 9 plays, 91 yards. Castillo for the Bombers' first lead of the night. And he knocks it through. Winnipeg goes on top. 21-20. Chris Strevler on top, 21-20. 3 touchdowns for the quarterback.
Times I don't want to take away from his aggressive play where he seeks and destroys. I mean, he looks for contact. He loves the contact. He knows it inspires his teammates. And Chris Strevler has a hat trick.
If you started Strevler in fantasy, you would have got him at a good price, and he would have paid off. A great return on your investment for Strevler in fantasy tonight. 3 touchdowns. Here's Williams on the return. Oh, Gauthier. Ouch.
Hey, other than Devontae Dedmon last night, he got a kickoff return. But the cover teams, I think, have been a story this year. In the first couple of weeks and then into this week, we've got some dynamic returners, and Williams is one of them. And these cover teams have done a nice job this year containing dangerous return guys. It's a big one.
Bombers defense on the field with the lead for the first time. We'll see how much they can pester Vernon Adams Jr. here. They'll hand it off. Stanbeck. Great extra effort. Got a little bit of a push from his offensive lineman. And they'll take it ahead for 5 yards.
And you feel the momentum shift. Momentum is such a big thing in football. You feel it shift. The crowd is back in it, making it tougher on Vernon Adams in the huddle to call the plays. But what does Vernon Adams and this offense have to do? What they've been doing for most of the game, the numbers are there. Just maybe settling for field goals a couple of times instead of majors.
240 yards passing for VA, 2 touchdowns. Into the pocket. Quick completion to McInnes. Cramdy takes him down, but it is a first down for the Lions.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, it's not been like it's relentless pressure on Vernon Adams all game. He's had time to throw it. One of his favorite targets takes a low hit there, which is a legal hit. Make the tackle from Cramdy.
3rd catch of the game for McInnes. Got 36 yards receiving. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Adams quickly again. McInnes again. First down again for the BC Lions.
Well, you run this quick game too, and it really slows down and frustrates the rush in the front seven defensively. But as long as the Bombers are going to back off like that, Vernon Adams will keep taking those little ones.
Gordon Younger calling the shots. First year as the defensive coordinator for Winnipeg. Lions now work from Bombers' side of the field. Three options out to the right for VA. Fakes it. Now he'll throw one down the field. McInnes wide open. Down to the 20. Tackled there by Bridges, but not before picking up a huge chunk. And the Lions march down the field in response.
Yeah, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When you run the quick game, there's Hollins. That's the fake. They're going to fake it to him, and then they go inside on the pump fake. So quick game, now fake the quick game on the hitch and go down the field to McInnes.
The Lions had led the entire game to just moments ago. Now they're looking to take this lead back inside the red zone, right on the edge of it here from the Winnipeg 19. And that one behind the intended target. Fulgham looks like he was a little bit confused, and luckily for Adams, it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and this is I think it looks like it's on Fulgham. He should have done this, and what he did was this. And that you might think that's a small thing, but if he's on time and goes the other direction, it's a completion in the quick game again. And he's trying to figure out, and Adams is saying, nope, you've got to just turn and sit down. Don't leak off like that.
Well, now they're in a 2nd and 10 situation after the mistake from Fulgham. Bombers are going to bring some heat. Adams backpedaling, throws one to the corner. Fulgham turns around, can't get there. Home was in his face, never really had a crack at it. 3rd down. Field goal attempt coming up for the Lions.
Travis Fulgham is trying to find this one. I mean, it's a corner route, and Vernon Adams knows he can't block it all up on the blitz, so he's got to get rid of this ball and throw it to a spot and hope number 8 can find it. He spins inside, he spins back outside, he spins inside, and Holm just keeps tracking him down.
Sean White out to retake the lead. He's made 23 in a row. 2 for 2 tonight. This one will be the deepest, but still just 26 yards. Gets it up and smooths it through. No doubter from White.
Drag,
beautiful.
Being snapped.
Nice.
BC number 11.
Penalty.
We're going to go back 5 yards. We'll repeat 3rd.
Bit of a late flag. I didn't see it on the kick, but they're going to back it up, and they'll have to do it again. That was such a nice shot at Princess Auto Stadium, too.
Apparently they were a little late getting that ball snapped.
Back Sean White up a little bit more. Can he still make it 24 in a row now? Another stoppage. I think Andre said it's not my fault.
Okay, Andre, let's keep it between the rails here.
Sean White for the lead. Again. And Mr. Automatic knocks another one through. No flags to be seen. The BC Lions back on top. There's that shot of Princess. Harps are off.
That's exactly what we look like up in the booth.
I'm the guy on the left. I got all the ink. Looks like I do sit-ups. They're having fun in Winnipeg tonight. Good game here, too.
Look out.
Peters moves down and makes the play. Ontario Wilson's 2nd catch of the ball game.
Yeah, that one looked like it was going to be a massive collision. Chris Strebler coming back in with Zach Collaros.
Just a couple of yards. BC has gone back on top, 23-21. 8 minutes to go. A long way in this ball game. 4 options, wide side right for Zach. 4-man pressure for the Lions, almost got there, picked it up, Dembski. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? Nick Dembski, unreal. Just a ridiculous play, one-handed, knocks it down to himself and secures the ball.
Dembski is the 3rd receiver on the 4-receiver side. One of those receivers is Strevler. He's the short guy. Watch. 1. Tip to yourself. Keep with it. Concentration. Hung on.
Nick Dembski does it again. Brady Oliveira on the handoff. Man, what talent.
Well, this is concentration big time. Stick with it. Keep your eyes on the football. Keep battling. What a catch. And that on 2nd down, or they're off the field.
And we talked about it earlier in the ballgame. They had not been able to convert on 2nd down at a very good rate at all season. Just 34% coming into this game. Much better tonight. Dembski now 6 catches, 90 yards. Haladic down on a knee. 25 tackles on the season right now for that man. Leads the league. And we will step away as they look at Ben Haladic. Streaming the biggest shows and latest hit movies all in one place on Crave.
There's the injury to Haladic. He's getting blocked from behind by Stanley Bryan and gets kind of thrown at the bottom of the pile.
A combo into the game as they continue to chat with Haladic. 2nd and 6 from the BC 46. Lions will bring at least 5. Collaros wide open. It's Wilson. There's a flag back by the quarterback as Wilson has enough for a 1st down.
Well, this is either holding or roughing the passer, one of the 2.
I think it's roughing the passer.
Major foul, roughing the passer. BC number 0, 15-yard penalty from the end of the play and a 1st down.
Sione Tehama.
On the 2nd level right there is Tehama. And he adds into the pressure, gets around, ball's gone, and crown of the helmet to the chin of Zach Collaros. No question that will be called, and there's the completion with the penalty added on.
Fresh set after the penalty at the 17. Collaros has Dembski out the flat, gives it to him. They close quickly, and Green is there. By the time Dembski caught that ball and turned, he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, there were 3 Lions tracking him. It was like, this is the Dembski play. We've seen it before, and you're going to have to go to somebody else here. This is that one where he goes in motion before the snap and then shoots out one side of the formation, but there were 3 tacklers ready to get him.
Second and 10 for Collaros. Team down by a pair. Collaros far side. That one up for grabs and falls incomplete. Was looking back to Wilson again. And that'll bring up 3rd down. And a field goal attempt.
Well, should have been caught. Thrown right where it needed to be thrown. Was it enough for the 1st down? Looked like he was short of the 1st down by 3 or 4 yards anyway, with Gary Peters closing quickly.
Castile to put Winnipeg back on top in this seesaw affair on Friday night at Princess Auto Stadium, just inside the right hash. And Winnipeg once again leads 24-23 with 5:25 remaining on the clock. The UEFA Euro 2024 continues on TSN. Don't miss tomorrow's Belgium versus Romania matchup, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Unique outfits, as always, here in Winnipeg. Quite the scene, and they're going to get quite the finish. Adams, who just led a go-ahead drive, has to do it again. Just over 5 to play. Start on their 40. Adams in the pocket. It closes quickly on the run to his right. Looking down the field and throws that one out of bounds on the run. 2nd and 10.
Big down here, and the crowd knows it.
Adams is 9 yards away from another 300-yard passing game. First down here would put him over the mark. 3 options out to the wide side right.
I don't think they got it snapped. Issue with Stanley Berryhill. He's talking to Hollins.
BC.
They weren't sure which one of the 3 of them over there were supposed to be on the line of scrimmage, and they had to burn a timeout. I thought they just got caught with a time count.
Oh, Hollins was hot, wasn't he?
Said the game clock 4 minutes and 40.
Down here at the bottom, Berryhill, they're not sure who's supposed to be on the line of scrimmage.
Called the timeout. They keep it 2nd and 10. Berryhill is up on the line of scrimmage. 3-man pressure. Adams near side, goes to Berryhill. Can he break a tackle? Trying to lunge ahead, and I think he's got it. Excellent secondary effort. Some redemption for 83 in his first regular season game.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. And this is great to see for a young athlete that's a rookie. He makes a mistake. He wasn't sure where he was supposed to line up. Could have cost him the series. It doesn't, because he gets the first down.
Cut around the tackle attempt from Ford, and just enough. 302 passing yards now for Vernon Adams on the road here in Winnipeg. 4 minutes to play. Hand off to Stanback, and he'll just lower his shoulder and pick up 4.5 yards on that first down carry.
Gordon Maksimic sticking with the game plan, keeping Stanback involved. Manageable 2nd downs, much better than 2nd and 10, obviously. Bombers in this scenario in the 4th quarter have gone with the blitz package.
The Lions got to have 6 here. Adams near side, back into the trustworthy mitts of McInnes, and a first down for BC that quiets the crowd momentarily.
So many clutch catches over last year and then this year for sure. The leading receiver in the CFL, nice little out route, finds that open area to the sideline. Sure hands.
We creep towards 3 minutes. Field goal will put them back on top. Adams looking for Fulgham, and that one falls incomplete. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Settle in. Final 3 minutes. Always exciting. Coming up. On the season, beating Calgary last week out in Vancouver. Big to pick up a win on the road here in Winnipeg if they can do it. Trailing 24-23 as we take inside 3.
Screen draws, big play here.
2nd and 10. Bombers are going to bring some pressure. VA gets it away near side. That's caught by Berryhill. Not enough for a first down, but takes it down to the 35. And a very reasonable field goal attempt within Sean White's range.
Yeah, the strategy there for the Lions offensively. Throw that out. If your receiver on that one turns the corner and gets the extra 3 or 4 on his own, great. The drive stays alive. If not, you've got field goal attempt well within the range. Sean White.
42-yard attempt from Sean White to put the Lions back on top late. That kick is up, and it is good. 25 field goals in a row for Sean White. This one from 42 to put his team back on top by 2.
Lots of time for Zach Collaros, but I'll just bring it up once now. That 3 points before the end of the half looms large.
Let's take a look at what happened at the end of the first half.
Well, basically 4 or 5 seconds left, and Zach Collaros fades away a little bit, eats up the time. The clock started late. They thought there was 1 second left. The clock started 2 seconds late. The command center got it right, took the field goal basically off the field goal attempt off the table for Michael O'Shea because the time had expired. So well within field goal range, you kick the field goal, and that 3 points looms large right now. But they have lots of time. 2:37. Well, we're in the 5th quarter. That's what a lot of guys are calling it now, especially guys from down south that are coming up and learning the CFL. They go, this last 3 minutes is like the 5th quarter.
Both teams could still score twice in this football game. Here's Smith, takes it at the 15. Smith finding a little bit of space, tripped up on an excellent return. Puts them just shy of the 40. Great field position with 2.5 on the clock for Zach.
Both quarterbacks out again. Strevler and Collaros. Both have played wide out. Both have lined up. Well, Strevler's lined up in the backfield as a tailback. And Hladek back in the lineup as well. That's good news for the Lions.
Great news for the Lions to get the league's leading tackler back out there on this drive against the Bombers. Collaros looks out to the left. Stepsky's got it. Hit immediately by Peters, but gets about 3.5 yards. Might give him 4 on first down. Collaros back into that huddle with Strevler and Oliveira. Now a whistle.
2:26.
Clock reset. 2:26 remains.
Here we go.
Now another stoppage, another whistle from the sideline.
Timer, please reset the game clock to read 2 minutes and 26 seconds with a 20-second clock.
I think it's been sorted out. 2:26 on the game clock. Full 20 on the play clock. And here we go. 2nd and 6. Strevler in the slot. Wolotarski will come over to join him. Brady Oliveira next to Zach Collaros. Lions will bring 6. Collaros looking down the field for Dembski. No, just missed him. Oh, Dembski just over his outreached hands. And a big one comes up empty. 3rd and 6.
Well, this is where you bring up the old cliche, it's a game of inches, because I don't think it was much more than a couple of inches that they miss on this throw. He's in behind coverage. That's Deontay Evans. In fact, it looked like it might have touched his hand.
That's how close it was.
Look at this, Dembski. Oh, one fingertip.
What's the feet?
3rd and 6. Jamison Sheen out to kick it away. And he lets it fly. Terry Williams waits and takes at the 20. Williams took a couple of tackles, but walks it along the 20, and that's where VA will come out and try to put together a drive to seal this thing away.
Only a 2-point game. The Bombers had to punt there. I mean, over 2 minutes to go. If he can get it quick 2 and out, the Bombers are looking at getting the ball back, and they only need a field goal to take the lead. So, right decision, I think, in a big way by Michael O'Shea to punt the ball and not go for it on 3rd down. Now he has to rely on his defense, and that's where Adam Big Hill, the leader, steps up.
Big Hill smack dab in the middle of that Bombers defense.
And the Bombers have a timeout left.
Big Hill's just 2 tackles shy of 900 in his career. He'll fake the handoff. Adams gets it away quickly, incomplete. He was looking for McInnes. Like he had to adjust the angle there with some pressure.
Yeah, Willie Jefferson has been really slow playing it in this game, trying not to allow Vernon Adams to escape. And this time he just makes Adams kind of throw it around his hands. How many quarterbacks have had to try to do that around the oak tree that is Willie Jefferson?
All of them. 2nd and 10. Can the Bombers defense get off the field here?
Comes.
They're going to bring everybody. Adams backpedaling. Heaves it deep. Alexander Hollins down the field. He's got him. No way. Gets it to the 40. Hollins puts on the brakes, cuts it back, and will take a knee just outside the 25. Oh, Vernon Adams not messing around. And he goes to Hollins, who's now well over 200 yards in this ball game.
How about the veteran quarterback? Here comes the blitz, and it's led by Adam Big Hill right down the middle, but it's all the linebackers.
Timeout.
Negotiation of the pocket by Vernon Adams. Now Hollins, there's still lots of time. He stays in bounds, but they're in field goal range, and at the very worst, a field goal makes it a major difference.
Yeah. 215 yards receiving for Hollins. Bombers bought some pressure. I thought Adams did a good job stepping back, buying himself just a little bit more time. And Hollins is a mismatch. It's as simple as that. 7 catches, 215, 2 touchdowns. Winnipeg's defense now on their own 27. Stanback taken down for a loss. Kevin Adams on the tackle. Career high for Alexander Hollins at 215. No surprise.
Well, the Lions throw it on 2nd down. Coaches in the past have...
What do you think?
Well, they've said to me, 3 things can happen when you throw it. 2 of them are bad. Incompletion or interception are the bad ones. But if you got 13 out there, not a bad idea to sling it out to him. I know they're in field goal range. You might just see Stanback one more time.
2nd and 11. Adams wants to throw. Now he will throw far side, and it's Berryhill in his first CFL start. Comes up with the dagger.
Well, I tell you what, playing to go after it, and that's playing aggressively, not trying to just sort of massage this win with another run play up the middle and then kick a field goal, make it a major that Zach Collaros would need with probably under a minute. No, not the Lions. They're slinging it. Going to that wide side out. Berryhill makes the catch, and a new set of downs for Vernon Adams. With that athleticism. That's a Bomber fan going, all right.
I was going to say, I'm so confused by that reaction. I got Adams at 398 yards, 2 yards shy of throwing for 400 on the road here at Princess Auto Stadium. Not many quarterbacks have rolled in here and dropped those numbers on the Bombers over the last few years.
Well, how about Hollins? Wow. You're right. I mean, they've been in mismatches and they moved him around a little bit. Hasn't been the same guy on the same side all the time, but the recognition, Vernon Adams, seeing the blitz on second down, buying a little time, and hitting his speedster down the middle.
65 seconds remaining. Winnipeg had taken the lead in the fourth quarter here. BC managed to claw their way back.
Double tight ends.
Stanback in behind his quarterback. Of course, they'll hand it off. Stanback all the way down to the 1. And he's knocked down right there as Stanback almost had his first touchdown as a Lion. That close.
Real good blocks up front, man on man here. And shotgun formation with Stanback deep in the backfield, and look at that hole. Just double tight ends. So Andrew Pearson gets involved with a kick out block and right down to the 1-yard line.
Stanback's at 83 yards, his best game of this season. Play clock ticks down. VA will take the knee. And the BC Lions, how about this performance? We're wondering if they left a few points on the board in the first half, settling for a couple of field goals. But it didn't matter in the end as Adams comes up big.
Well, the biggest improvement from week 1, and you know, week 1 they were in that game in Toronto for the first half for sure, but the biggest improvement since then to me has been protection for Vernon Adams.
How about this game for Alexander Hollins?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, he's in the slot on that play, and he's normally lines up as a wideout. Made a couple of big ones from that position. So it hasn't been one guy he's been picking on.
The BC Lions roll into Princess Auto Stadium and walk away with a victory, sending the Bombers to an 0-3 start. What a game here on Friday Night Football.
It really was. I mean, saw a little bit of the Winnipeg offense that we've seen in the past, but not enough tonight. The Lions had an answer every time Zach Collaros got something going.
Where does Winnipeg go from here, Suits? What do you think?
Stay with the process. They're not far off.
The Bombers open up with losses at home to the Alouettes.